Hey everybody, today it's Monday. Yay, Monday. And you know what that means? That means we got Monopoly Monday. I have 4 different Monopoly games that I gotta show off today. We got Mrs. Monopoly, we got Monopoly Gamer, we got Monopoly. Got my table full of games. We got Monopoly Fortnite. And we got Monopoly Prism. So we got the games today. So there's gonna be 4 videos. But this is the first one, and it's gonna be Feminist Monopoly. The first game where women make more money than men. I don't know if that's true, but feminists are liberals and liberals lie, so maybe that's true. But I think there may be games out there where women make more money than men. So this might not be the first game where women make more money than men. But that's actual sexist, by the way. That's not equality, that's sexism. So like I've always said about feminism, it wants to flip upside down, which you have to do for this box because someone didn't put the box on right. You have to flip upside down the system, and the system, feminism really wants to eliminate the patriarchy and replace it with a matriarchy. And I guess they're going to get the bears to do all the men's work because they would rather be with bears than men. Who is Miss Monopoly? She's Mr. Monopoly's niece and self-made investment guru, here to update a few things. It's about time. Well, that's not exactly accurate, because anybody knows that if you are the niece of a rich guy, he's going to finance you. He's going to give you that startup financial capital, which means you're not self-made. Sorry, girl. Lies. That's the first lie I can call it. Without women, we wouldn't have Wi-Fi or chocolate chip cookies. Well, buy these and other essential invented by women. If you are a woman, make more money while you play. First of all, that's sexist. For the women to make more money than the men. I thought feminism was about equality. Equality means equality. That means equal pay. That means equal power. That means equal positions. Not being ahead of men or over men, but being equal and uniting with men. That's what equality means. And this is also sort of kind of a lie, because there was somebody who debunked every one of these women inventions. Yeah, there was literally a person out here who debunked all of these as women inventions. I mean, technically none of these are women inventions. And if you think about it, none of these inventions, they're not inventions per se, they're improvements. And the person who debunked this, that they were inventions, they debunked it. They found out that without men, none of these improvements to these inventions would exist at all. So none of these, so like, okay, for example, the Wi-Fi idea. Without Wi-Fi, without women, we wouldn't have Wi-Fi. But without men, we wouldn't have had the internet to begin with. We wouldn't have the computers to begin with. We wouldn't have had any of the technology to create the computers to begin with. We wouldn't have had any of the internet, computers, none of that without men to begin with. So claiming women own Wi-Fi because they created it is like saying, oh, well, I own this table that and this stand to this phone and this phone, but you know, but I don't, because I didn't create this phone. I didn't create all the technology in this phone. Now, if I created a phone, I would have to create a phone based off of technology that was previously created. So it's an improvement, not an invention, by the way. And here are the improvements created by women, not inventions, by the way. Let's take a gander and let's see what they're referring to that we wouldn't have if it wasn't for women. Solar heating. Okay, all the technology for solar heating. See, that one's easily debunked too, because all the technology that for solar heating to exist was created by men. So all a woman did was create a bunch of invention, merge a bunch of stuff together that already exists. DNA model. Again, another thing that can be debunked. All a woman did it says Rosalind Franklin's photo of DNA was actually published without her permission and someone else took credit for it. Yep, it was a man. See, that's trying to just make men look bad right there. But the real truth is all the technology to create that DNA model photo and all the scientific advancement and achievements to learn about DNA, all that was created and discovered by men. So to claim that she discovered the DNA model is wrong. That's another debunked thing. Stem cell isolation. That's the same basically as the DNA model system. Research into stem cell technology has actually saved lives. Yeah, but that research isn't the same as inventing and or discovering. Just because women have been hired to do the research doesn't mean they invented it or discovered it. Retractable dog leash. Like, all the technology to create a retractable dog leash already existed before creating a retractable dog leash. So the reason... So that's an improvement, not necessarily an invention. She used already invented stuff. Then the acupressure tool. Now, acupuncture and acupressure and all that stuff has been in existence for millennia and actually comes all the way from China. So to claim that a woman invented that is like throwing the Chinese people under the bus. They invented the whole entire acupuncture, and all that stuff. They invented all that themselves. So you're throwing a whole entire group under the bus just for one woman who improved an acupuncture tool. Yeah, acupressure tool. Anyway, modern shapewear. Well, here's the thing. Women wouldn't have invented modern shapewear if they weren't trying to impress men. So again, and the whole entire fashion industry itself was created by men. So you cannot give women this is again another improvement thing, not an invention, by the way. And you're trying to make women look better, but you're not claiming that men did all the work so that you could create modern shapewear. And the whole entire reason for modern shapewear is to get attention from men. So, yeah. Next, ice cream maker. This is another blatant lie. Yes, this is a direct blatant lie. Yes, the modern invention of an ice cream maker was created by a woman. Was the system of creating ice cream in the first place created by a woman? No. The system to create ice cream has been around for like millenniums. It's literally been around since like forever and a long time. To claim this is overstepping your bounds. I mean, historically, we have had ice cream for a long time, and we have had homemade created ice cream. And who created the first homemade type of ice cream? Again, men. So, yeah. And who created the whole entire ice cream industry, like Baskin Robbins and all the various different ice cream corporations? And who are the top big shots at those corporations? Again, men. So yeah, you see how you have to have men for any of these to have been created or improved by women. It's just ridiculous. Illusion transmitter. If you had a device that could project a 3D picture of anything, what would you use it for? So the technology and the science behind illusion transmitters or holographic images was all discovered and invented and created by men, and some woman decided that they were going to use all that tech and knowledge to create an actual one that worked. Again, created by men. Home security system. Now, if we're talking about the electronic home security systems that don't really work, and we're talking about like brakes and those groups, yes, there was a woman who come up with the idea, but men since the dawn of time have already had home security systems. It was and has always been the man, a weapon. That is your home security system. Having a man that knows how to fight and protect his home is a home security system. Having weapons and knowing how to use them, whether they're knives, guns, whatever, are home security systems. So this is a stretch. Not only is this a blatant lie / stretch, it's a it's a anti-gun, anti-knife, anti-man being protectors of the home, which is what they always have been. So the very first home security system was created by God, and that was a man, and his name was Adam. Okay, he failed to do his job because apparently he didn't protect he didn't protect his wife Eve, which was created from his rib, from Satan. Yeah, he let her get away, and first chance he gives her some freedom to, have some alone time, she gets talked, she gets tricked by the devil into eating the forbidden fruit. And then she brings him the forbidden fruit, and instead of protecting himself and protecting his wife and calling God and saying, "Hey God, I need some help here. My wife accidentally got tricked by the devil and ate the fruit." His dumb ass ate the fruit too. So yeah, the very first home security system was Adam, created by God. So no, sorry women, again, debunked. Let's carry on. This video is going to be really long before you even get the unboxing part, because I am debunking all of them. Debunking the bull crap. Space station batteries. Again, batteries have already existed. Lots of batteries have existed. The technology for batteries existed. Electricity already exists. Electricity is a natural thing. Batteries are basically a way we have harnessed the power of electricity into a little bitty thing. And men did all the discovery of electricity, including Benjamin Franklin, who he didn't necessarily discover electricity, but the famous kite myth thing where he put a key on the kite, and the thunderstorm and the lightning hit the key, and it shocked him and stuff. That was like a discovery, not inventing, but discovering processes of electricity. So God himself created electricity. We have harnessed that electricity. So saying that she created batteries for space stations is kind of like saying she just improved what already existed so that it could be used on the space shuttle. That's a nice thing, cool, nice thing to be known for and recognized, but again, debunked. The hairbrush. Now, I don't believe the hairbrush and the combs and the grooming was created by women at all. There's no historical evidence of who or what created the hairbrush. Modern day women and men have designed things and used to brush their hair. You know who created the very first hairbrush? Again, the creator of the very first hairbrush was also the creator of hair. God. God created hair, and the very first thing that we use to brush our hair is these right here, our hands, our fingers. So again, God created the hair, and God created the hands to brush our hair with. So, yeah. Debunked! Wi-Fi, already did that debunking. Windshield wipers. Now, this one is true. A woman did invent the windshield wipers. This particular woman, she got tired of seeing trolley drivers have to stop the trolleys and wash the windows by hand. So, she invented windshield wipers. This is true. The thing is, all the technology that was there to invent windshield wipers already existed. So again, while she invented windshield wipers, the technology to create a windshield wiper and all that stuff, all the parts, all the labor, all the mechanical engineering, and all the building of the windshield wipers, all that, again, was created by men. So, if you think about it, it's more of an improvement, not a creation or invention. And again, chocolate chip cookies. Now, I'm not going to say a woman didn't create this, because again, this is another thing that has no historical evidence of whether a man or a woman created it. Nobody knows how we got chocolate chip cookies. No, I mean, we don't know if some cookie maker, which again, all the professional cookie makers and dessert makers and everything since basically the beginning of time, most cooks who experiment with things have been men. A lot of professional cooks are men. So we don't know if he had his daughter, who he probably taught how to cook, or if somebody just accidentally knocked some chocolate into the cookie mix and thus chocolate chip cookies were created. No one actually knows how chocolate chip cookies were created. This is a myth that a woman invented chocolate chip cookies, because there's so many different myths of how chocolate chip cookies came about that no one really knows how it existed. Again, edgeless beauty sponge. The beauty sponge already exists, right? Okay, so all someone did was, again, beauty sponges already existed. Sponges already existed. Sponges existed for different purposes, and women used them for the other purpose of beauty. Eventually, a woman then improved the sponge to make it edgeless. So it got rid of the corners on the sponge. That's not much of a creation or invention if you think about it. That's just like a slight improvement by cutting the edges off and kind of making it more circular and roundish. That's not really an invention. So, debunked again. Glare-free glasses. Again, glasses already existed. Sunglasses already existed. All the technology already existed. And the discoveries to do all this stuff already existed. And all of that was previously created by and invented by and discovered by men. So all a woman did was take the previously steps all done by men and figured out how to make glare-free glasses, and you still get glare because they don't work 100% of the time. Yeah. Anyway, leak-proof diapers. Again, all the diapers already existed. And I would not claim this as a good invention for you women, because honestly, y'all should have just stuck with. Y'all really should have stuck with just reusable diapers, because you know how much trash we have because of the disposable diapers. Disposable diapers create loads and loads of trash, and they're just nasty because they got crap all up in them. Okay, the only thing disposable diapers are good for is fertilizer, pretty much. But they're not good for that either, because the stuff in disposable diapers are not as biodegradable as the actual stuff that babies put into disposable diapers. Yeah, that's just the easiest way to say it. So again, diapers were already invented. Disposable diapers were already invented. The technology to create leak-proof stuff already existed. And all of this was previously invented or discovered, or the science behind it was discovered by men, or the inventions were created by men. So all a woman did was, again, walk on the steps that were already done by men, put the things together to create disposable leak-proof diapers. The same with the bulletproof vest. Now, this is another blatant lie, because a woman did not create the first disposable bulletproof vest. A woman did not create any of the bulletproof technology. A woman created the first fashionable bulletproof vest, if you want to put it that way. The technology already existed, and people had already been piddle-paddling with the idea and whatnot. For ever since there has been bullets and guns shooting, people have tried to create ways to stop those bullets from killing them. So, again, this is a stretch. You can maybe attribute the current modern fashionable bulletproof vest to a woman, but you can't really say a woman invented the bulletproof vest. Again, she just improved the bulletproof vest and made it more stylish and fashionable. See, it debunks itself when it says that the fiber in the bulletproof vest is also in racing sails. You know, sailboats. The life raft. Again, this is another thing that there's no proof a woman invented it. There's only proof women may have improved the already existing life vest. Because we've had life floaty things and the technology to create those floaties on ships since like a really long time. We've had all kinds of ways created by men to help float on the water and, stuff. So again, the modern day life raft and life vests or whatever, the fashionable ones may have been created or improved upon from steps taken by men by a woman to the modern day version of a life raft and life vests. Again, I would not attribute the paper shopping bag or to a woman either, because we don't know. This is another myth thing. Nobody actually knows the truth of who created the first bags for paper shopping. Maybe it was a woman, maybe it was not. But the technology to create paper had already existed, and that technology to create paper and that knowledge of discovery of how to make paper and all that was already existing, and again, created and discovered by men, male scientists. And again, the coffee filter. Again, I'm going to go with the same concept of paper, that the coffee filter was, even if it was invented by women, or a woman, let's put it that way, it was built off of technology that already existed. Like, men figured out how to create the coffee maker. Men figured out how to make coffee to begin with. Men discovered the ways of grinding up coffee beans to make coffee. Men have been drinking coffee for like hundreds of, probably thousands of years. They invented better ways to drink coffee and make coffee faster. And they invented all the technology that would require a coffee filter and all the technology that a woman would need to have invented or created the coffee filter. So, yeah, 30 minutes long debunking all this stuff. And we have tokens now, like a white hat, a notebook and pen, a jet plane, a glass, a watch, and a barbell. And here you go, some interesting fun fact. By the way, here's a fun fact for board game fans. Elizabeth Magie, a writer, artist, inventor, and feminist, was one of the pioneers of land-grabbing games. In 1904, she received a patent for the Landlord's game, which was meant to educate people about the dangers of wealth concentration. Okay, most people already know this. And again, this is another semi-truth. They forget to mention that it was her husband who really invented it. And I mean, and he invented it. I mean, there were games. Yes, the Landlord's game is the game that Monopoly is semi-based off of. And yes, there were games created by the very first board game that we can go back to in time, the very first couple of board games we can go back to, they were created by men, by the way. So, and they were strategy war games. So, yeah. Strategy games. So there's the board. Now, time to, let's see if we can discover, and here's all the parts and the rules, and we're going to see what other kind of sexist stuff are in these rules, because we already know that women get more money. which is very sexist, and make more money, which is very sexist. So, let's see. Let's just look and see what kind of different. Let's see. I like to see what's different. Here's the setup. The board spaces, action spaces, you know, who goes first, of course, probably women. What's different about Mrs. Monopoly? Women make more money than men. Who you are is up to you, but Miss Monopoly is offering women a higher payout at the start of the game and more money when passing go. So that's kind of not fair. So women get a total of $1,900 to men's $1,500. Let's see. What else is what other kind of sexist stuff do they have in here? I'm surprised they don't make the properties cost less for women and more for men. Oh, here you go. Action spaces. When you pass or land on the go space, if you're a woman, you get to $40 more than if you're a man. How is that, like, fair? That's not equality. That's sexist. That's blatant sexism. Yeah, I don't see it, but thought maybe yeah. I thought maybe, just maybe, it would be fun-ish if, like, there were special rules that said properties cost less for women than men, and that rent was higher for men than it is for women. That would just be, like, so sexist that it wouldn't even be funny. I'm going to look at the cards and see, because this game is just blatantly sexist, I swear. This game is so freaking sexist. It's one of Hasbro's trolling games where they were trolling because Hasbro decided to troll. They trolled the communists, they trolled and the socialists. They really decided to. Now, the back of these cards will give you a kind of a story of the they kind of tell you a little bit of the history / story of these particular individuals who invented these items, but like the solar heating, Wi-Fi, edgeless beauty sponge, retractable dog leash, space station batteries, stem cell isolation, windshield wipers, home security system, illusion transmitter, paper shopping bags, ice cream maker, modern shapewear, fire escape, bulletproof vest, DNA model, computer compiler, acupressure tool, chocolate chip cookies, glare-free glass, life raft, leak-proof diapers, dishwasher, which again, the very first dishwasher was our hands, created by God. And you had to invent dishes to wash them. And again, who created dishes? Who created dishes? Men. Hairbrush and coffee filters. So, yeah. Apparently there's no thing on here where it says rent for men, for women, which would be interesting. I mean, Hasbro, if you were going to troll, you should have went all out and made, like, the rent prices higher for men and lower for women. And you should have made, like, the prices of everything, like the purchase price higher for men and lower for women. And you should have made, like, the you should have just went all out and super trolled, I swear. If you I'm going to make the feminist Monopoly version of Miss Monopoly. I'm going to come up with some special rules, like make the prices lower for women than men, make some, like, the rent higher for men, lower for women, and like just add that to it, and we can really troll this game. I swear. Hasbro, you had a missed opportunity to do some serious trolling with this game. And if you do your, I mean, seriously, if you were to do your actual research and look a little deeper into the inventions, you will find out that none of these inventions are standalone things. They had to have other stuff to exist, and that other stuff had to be discovered or created and by men for their inventions to exist. So yeah, I mean, I love it. I love how they trolled, but they should have did a little better job at trolling. Like, I would have made the rent cost less for women than men. I would have made the properties cost less for women than men. They could get like special grants or some crap or something. You should have made the game so hard for men to win, and then it would be funny when a man still wins. Anyway, remember, God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. Keep on gaming. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And stay tuned for the rest of Monopolies on this Monopoly Monday. Yeah, I know the video took 30-something minutes long. The actual last the last 7 minutes here are actually looking at the board and stuff, while the first 30-something minutes were basically debunking the inventions by women. Yep. Later.